Can someone tell me why there are so many pictures of Mickey and Minnie tickling each other's feet on Google Images? Actually, don't tell me that. Hi, I'm Kathleen, and in honor of Valentine's Day, today's theme is emotional damage. We're gonna unlock core memories and talk about our first fictional childhood crushes. We're talking Aladdin, we're talking Lola Bunny, we're talking Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. How many votes did he get? Oh. But first, before I present the data and get into the juicy stuff, I have to make a Valentine's Day dress out of a thrifted quilt, because I have to look cute while I roast you, obviously. Hi. You know, the irony of the fact that I'm making a hyper-feminine Valentine's Day dress while I look like this is not lost on me. Oh, this light, it's so loud. And don't worry, this dressmaking process is not gonna take long. I know you're really here to ask the hard questions, like why did Tigger make me feel weird as a kid? If you're new to my channel, hi, I do a lot of thrifting videos. And when I found this heart quilt at the thrift store, I had to have it. As for the dress, I've been drooling over this Manola dress pattern by Pattern Cause Pattern, and I finally decided to take the plunge and put one together. Am I a professional sewist? No. I've actually never used a pattern before, so this is not a tutorial, and also, please pray for me. I got all of the pattern pieces cut out last night, but before I show you putting them together, I have to ask you a very important question. And it's a question I'm probably gonna regret asking you. I'm gonna ask y'all on Instagram and my YouTube community page, who was your first fictional childhood crush or sexual awakening? I'm ready to ask the question, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to hear the answers. The question is out there. Now we just wait for the responses. While we wait, shall we sew? We shall. Gosh, I've been looking for you little stinker. So while I sew in the background, let's talk childhood crushes. I think it's only fair that I bare my soul to you before I ask you to do the same in return. And also, I don't think I have to say this, but this is from the point of view of myself as a child, not a grown adult, so don't make this weird. It's already weird. Thinking back, I recall my first fictional childhood crushes to kind of be a tie between Robin Hood and Thomas O'Malley from the Aristocats. Disney really had my number here. I guess I just had a thing for roguish, orange guys. Sashomaru from Inuyasha entered the ring along with a myriad of others. And looking at this visual right now, it's kind of like viewing my psyche from the stratosphere, and I don't know how I feel about it. There's gotta be a pattern, but I refuse to examine it further. Feel free to psychoanalyze me. Or don't. Good morning. I've spent some time this morning poring over the facts, checking out the figures. I made a spreadsheet, and I'm noticing some patterns that I wish I could say I was surprised by, but the heart wants what it wants, you know what I mean? For example, a shocking number of people said Arnold from Hey Arnold. I have the sneaking suspicion / feeling that this is gonna be too big for me, but I guess we'll see. Get a load of that sky, wowie, wowie. This dress looks so funny hanging up, like a shark took a big old chomp out of it. Thank you for holding my purse. Very toot, but enough dilly-dallying. We're late for the main event. Let's go. Hi, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. I was finishing my dress and it just took forever. Yeah, it's handmade. Oh, you could tell? Gosh, I'm kind of nervous. Blind dates are so awkward. My hobbies? Funny you should ask. So speaking of hobbies, oh yeah, just a quick presentation. You didn't come on a first day to get a lecture? Then you're really not gonna like this next part. Garçon, the lights please. Ladies and germs, we've gathered here tonight so that I can present my findings and ask one core question. Are we all furries? Wait, that's not the right slide. That's better, so that I can present the first fictional crush census of 2023. A retrospective. Let's talk data. Get it? Because out of the hundreds of responses I got, 99.5% of respondents reported having a childhood crush on a fictional character. And that would be 100% except for this one response that I got that said, couldn't be me, which honestly, fair and valid, but it's never too late. Let's zoom out to the macro level and take a look at the bigger picture data here. 21% of fictional crushes were anime related. And yes, if we extrapolate that data, unfortunately, it means that 1 in 5 of us is officially a weeb. Top anime choices go to Tuxedo Mask, Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin, Inuyasha, and Sesshomaru. 12-year-old me would say count me in. And honorable mention goes to Brock from Pokemon, but specifically only Brock when he's feeding Pokemon. That was an interesting but important detail to share. Wholesome, I get it. And if you thought the anime percentage was a lot, well, unfortunately it gets worse. 27% of responses were Disney related. And can someone tell me why there are so many pictures of Mickey and Minnie tickling each other's feet on Google Images? Actually, don't tell me that. We got weebs and we got Disney adults. No one can escape. We all have our crosses to bear. And the high percentage of Disney responses makes sense, especially for those of us in English-speaking countries. We're practically force-fed this stuff from a young age, so although it does make sense, it is no less disappointing. Also, if it feels like I'm making fun of you, I'm just messing around, I'm just roasting you. I definitely thought the squirrel from Sword in the Stone was kind of hot when I was like 7, okay? You're not alone. Anyway, speaking of animation versus live action, how did things shake out? Well, surprisingly, or not, only 36% of responses were for live action characters. We're talking George of the Jungle, we're talking the guy from The Mummy, we're talking Rufio, and 64% of responses were animated, which I guess it makes sense. You're probably seeing more animated shows and movies as a young kid than you are live action. Listen to me try and explain away all of these responses. Let's double click. Let's go a little bit deeper. Out of all of those animated characters, how many were human? How many were not human? Oh, thank God, only 24% were non-human. We're talking Robin Hood. We're talking gargoyles. We're talking Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. You can't deny it. Also, special shout out to the couple people that said Mickey Mouse and or Mighty Mouse. That was very brave of you to admit, and I hope you're doing okay. And sometimes one fictional cartoon crush is not enough. We've got our clique crushes, our group crushes, starting off strong with popular vote, the Outer Planet Sailor Scouts, specifically Sailor Uranus, because apparently they're husband material. I don't know. And next we've got the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo, yes, can confirm. And finally, the Rowdy Rough Boys from Powderpuff Girls. We love a gender bent moment, and this unlocked a core memory for me. Oh, and how could I forget the awakening that none of us could escape? The entire cast of Cats the Broadway musical. All of them. I need a drink. For all intents and purposes, this is apple juice. Oh, apple-y. Now for some special segments. First, we've got our She's All That segment, where we talk about characters that are only attractive once they go through a physical change, aka you take the glasses off the girl and she was pretty the whole time. Starting with popular vote Zuko, in honor of his post-ponytail glow-up. Good job, Zuko. You deserve one thing to go right in your sad, miserable life.
Well, I did have a girlfriend. My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
Oh, I forgot about that. And in second place, we have Hexus from Fern Gully, in honor of when he goes from being generic goo to a sexy fire skeleton. Can't believe I just said that. Listen, ma'am, I don't make the news, I just report it, okay? Let's forget that ever happened and focus on our top 5 picks. That's right, this is the culmination of all of the research. Who did we all fall for as children, and how has it changed us to this day? Number 5 goes to a lovable scamp, Peter Pan. He knows how to fly, and he'll teach you how. Number 4, Inuyasha's edgelord older brother, Lord Sesshomaru. It's something about the eyeshadow, I think. Coming in at number 3, we've got Aladdin. Apparently it's something about the vest. I don't know, a couple people mentioned the vest. We can just leave it at that. Although there was barely any mention of Jasmine, which is quite frankly a travesty. Number 2, leave it to the anime boy. We've got Tuxedo Mask. And I guess I get it. He's a mysterious man of mystery. But y'all, I just can't with these glasses and this top hat. It's giving milady, if you know what I mean. And finally, our number 1 pick. First place with a bullet, a lovable rogue. a charming vigilante. I present to you Robin Hood! Do you like this fan cam? I made it myself. I'm definitely on some sort of government watch list after that. Why though? Well, number one, obviously, old. Robin Hood was released in the early 70s, which means that he spans many, many decades. And it's honestly impressive that he's been so loved for so many years. That's good character design. Built different. Number two, skilled. He's an archer. He's a bandit. He's a master of disguise. What can't he do? And number three, tail. I don't know. Listen, there's a reason that fox and wolf personas are the most popular. And don't get me wrong, I love furries, and I'm beginning to think I might be one. And although that was our top 5, we have many honorable mentions. Characters that got multiple votes but just couldn't stack up against the top 5. Some highlights include the ladies. We've got Ariel. We've got Jessica Rabbit. We've got Lola Bunny, obviously. Brendan was a hot topic. Dimitri from Anastasia was a hot topic. Is that Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? He got multiple votes? Oh, also Beetlejuice. And now, before we finish up, we'll do a lightning round of the most surprising, aka unhinged, submissions. Listen, I hear you. I respect you. We've got Mrs. Toad from Thumbelina, which aesthetically, she's everything. I want to be her. But she loses points for enabling toxic behavior. These gloves, though. A slay. You know, you'd think I would like this one, but I just don't. Listen, Mr. Tumnus is not that surprising. He has a certain zhuzh about him, but nobody specified which Mr. Tumnus they were talking about. And if we're talking about this Mr. Tumnus, well, I guess that's your prerogative. We've got Moses from Prince of Egypt and generic animated Jesus. Not getting any extra commentary from me on this one. And you guys, listen. Okay, let's be real. Level set with me. Are we okay? I can't. Can I? No. No. To close, at the time of recording, I had around 200 submissions across YouTube and Instagram, although they keep trickling in, and I don't know how long that's gonna last, but I'm scared. And if we look at the follower count on both of those platforms, that means that there are over 13,500 people who have not submitted their crushes yet. They haven't offered up the delicate material of their souls for judgment, and I can't imagine why. So let me know down in the comments. Who was your first fictional childhood crush? I'm very curious. I feel like this can be a bonding experience, and like I always say, the more unhinged, the better. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, you're in luck because I post a new one every week. So give her a like, give her a subscribe, and we can make this thing official. And whatever you're up to this Valentine's Day, I hope you just have a good, stinky old time. If you don't have any plans, we could have a little Galentine's Day celebration. We could binge some YouTube videos. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some wine, and I'll leave my thrifting playlist right here so you can get it started. Okay, I love you. Bye.